as their graduates make their way to the stage. You may take pictures from your seat, but please do not block any of the aisles because the graduates will be filing in from both entrances and will be walking down each aisle. We also ask that you remain seated until the last senior has exited the auditorium at the end of the ceremony. Please make sure that you silence all electronic devices before we begin. Thank you. Good evening, and welcome to the commencement ceremony for the 2017 graduating class from the Margaret Talkington School for Young Women Leaders. These young women have completed a 13-year educational journey with the help and support of many of the guests who are here this evening. So on behalf of the Talkington class of 2017, I would like to extend a special word of gratitude to all the family, friends, and faculty members who have been instrumental in helping these girls achieve so much. Your love, dedication, and relentless encouragement are sincerely appreciated. At this time, it is my honor to ask Taylor Watson and Cameron Taylor to come forward and begin our ceremony by leading us in prayer and the pledges to the American and Texas flags.
Please bow your heads as we go into prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we are here today to celebrate the accomplishments of 27 young, beautiful ladies. Guide us in our journey as we start a new chapter in our lives and give us wisdom to make decisions. Lord, I know that we may face adversity in our field, financial burdens, a major change in our social scene, but we thank you for putting great people before us that have taught us to be steadfast. Thank you for keeping us under your watch and for guiding us this far. I'm glad to say that each one of us has chosen to continue our education. Please help us stay focused in our path. Lord, you have given me 26 sisters, and I thank you for each one of them. As our wise leader of this great school has imparted in us, please help us stay classy in all that we undertake. We thank you for the guidance and support of our parents, teachers, family, and friends. You have blessed us with so much, and we pray that we will honor you as we continue to go forth and serve others as we have been taught. We thank you for this joyous celebration of which we are a part of tonight, and ask that you keep everyone safe and in your care. In Jesus' name, amen.
Will everyone please stand and join me in saying the pledges to the United States and Texas flags? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now for the Texas pledge. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one, indivisible. Please remain standing for our national anthem performed by the members of the Lady Warrior Show Choir under the direction of Mrs. Donna Barbie.
You may be seated.
It is a privilege for me to recognize the exceptional young women in this graduating class who have held senior class leadership positions. Please stand when I call your name. Audience, please hold your applause until all officers have been acknowledged. Class leaders, Student Council President, Cameron Taylor. Student Council Vice President, Acacia Turner. National Honor Society President, Zaina Musa. Senior class officers include President, Paige Thetford. Vice President, Alex Alcozer. Secretary, Narda Reina. Treasurer, Krista Freed. Historian, Jamie Powell. I quote Nelson Mandela, who said, "It is better to lead from behind and to put others in front, especially when you celebrate victory after nice things occur. You take the front line when there is danger. Then people will appreciate your leadership." This evening, we are fortunate to have as our special guests the leaders who stand in the front lines every day in order to allow us the privilege of educating our young people without disruptions. They stand back and allow us to celebrate our successes and praise our accomplishments, often minimizing their own work and efforts on our behalf. These people work tirelessly to provide us with vision and resources so that educational dreams can be realized and so that students can do more and achieve more. It is a privilege for me to introduce some of the exceptional leadership that is present in our district and in our community. Please hold your applause until each group is recognized. From our district administrative leadership team, we have with us Dr. Burl Robertson Jr., Lubbock Independent School District Superintendent. Dr. Teresa Williams, Deputy Superintendent for Academic Services. Dr. Kathy Rollo, Associate Superintendent for Elementary Campuses. Mr. Doyle Vogler, Associate Superintendent for Secondary Campuses. And Mr. Michael Worth, Associate Superintendent for Elementary Campuses. Members of the 2016-17 Lubbock ISD Board of Trustees present this evening are Ms. Laura Vincent, Vice President, Ms. Lala Chavez, and Mr. Bill Stubblefield. Our campus leadership team members include Ms. Julie Wyatt, Associate Principal, Ms. Catherine Vanherbeck, Assistant Principal, Ms. Cammie Williamson, Counselor, Mr. Jeremy Cortez, College Advisor, and our senior class sponsors are Ms. Denise Avery Moore and Ms. Penny Pierce. I would also ask the following members of our Talkington Advisory Board to stand and be recognized: Adrian Cozart, Marcy Lawless, Dawn Moore, Lyle Scovall, Casey Stevens, Vernita Woods Holmes, and Doyle Vogler. On behalf of the, I guess we'll clap. And on behalf of the Young Women's Preparatory Network, I would like to welcome Mrs. Lynn McBee. We are appreciative of the leadership, service, vision, and support that you provide for our school. And finally, I would be negligent if I did not take the opportunity to credit those who have played the most important role and who have had the most impact in molding the minds of these brilliant young women that we honor tonight. It is a privilege for me to recognize the faculty and staff at Talkington by asking them to stand and extending a heartfelt applause for all they do for our students. This evening, the commencement address will be delivered by Ms. Paige Thetford and followed by Ms. Zaina Musa's presentation of the class history.
Some women fear the fire, some simply become it. Thank you for joining me this evening as we celebrate the completion of our years in government-required grade school. We've seen a lot. We've been many places. We've even recently reminisced on our past days when we were middle schoolers. So, in an effort to describe all that this class has been, I would like for you to reflect on this quote, which is also the theme of today's speech. Some women fear the fire, Some simply become it. Now, as we were taught in all of our classes, for centuries and even to today, women have had to be their own raging fire. They've had to deserve the right to vote, the right to privacy, and even in today's times, the right to a reserved seat at the table. But amidst all of these truths, I am not here to talk about the women of the past. I am here to talk about the immense fire that is the class of 2017. Now, I know fire is a bit of an intimidating image that a woman can transform herself into, but fires do more than destroy. A flame is a passion so enrobed in purity that anything that touches it is immediately removed of its filthiness. Anybody who comes in contact with the class of 2017 experiences sisterhood, love, and compassion for all 27 that stand before you on this stage. It's honestly unlike anything I've ever seen before, and while I've never known anything but Talkington, I'm already 100% convinced I'll never find a fire like this school. However, some women do fear the fire. Some women stare in the face of something so bold that they turn away to submit to whatever it is that has a lower risk factor. Fire is intimidating, but so are we. As children, every girl on this stage chose Talkington. I know that every one of us was immediately asked the question, why? And I'm not talking why in a curious way. I'm talking about the underlying question of why would you choose something so out of the normal? Why? It's almost as if they were asking us why we would choose to take our future into our own hands and become something special. And while as children we could not recognize the answer to the question why in ourselves, we can today. We were ready to be the fire that changed the world then. We were ready then, and we are ready now. Some women simply become the fire. That is the class of 2017. A fire so blazing that anyone that could possibly get in our way is diminished by our power. And by anything, I mean struggles, temptations, woes, sorrows, and even the hint of sexism we live in today. We have tackled a challenging education, whereas many others chose the road most traveled. We were the ones who kept in check with ourselves, the ones who will be remembered, but before anything else, we are unstoppable. This class will go forth in brilliance and always push our own advancing agendas as we have always been taught. We need to find what ignites your passion and then ride on that power so gracefully that as we pass on by, we wave at the people who inspired us, who denied us, who reminded us, but most importantly, those who dared ask the question, why? That's the fire in the class of 2017. However, our fire is so unique and diverse that every single woman up here has her own personal flame. But before we can recognize the fire within ourselves, we must recognize the men and women that did the original trailblazing for us, our teachers. They came to Talkington with a vision in mind, one that would change the world simply because they chose to light our fires while fueling their own. Our teachers not only inspire us, but they provide us a glimpse of the people that we want to be. We want to have the power and confidence of Mr. Butler's voice, the peace of Miss Durham's classroom, the patience of Miss Dunlap's teaching style, the individuality of Miss Moore's being, the willingness of Miss Pierce to listen, the beauty of Miss Barbie's heart, the leadership of Miss Fogerson, but above all of these, we want the Talkington staff's ability to love. For the greatest of these is love. If we can amount to even a portion of the people if we can even amount to a portion of the people our teachers have taught us to be, then we have truly become the most beautiful of women. And with the foundation established by these teachers, we have become the glorious raging fire that is the class of 2017. The blaze looks different for every single one of us. For Goelle, it's her passion for saving those in need and remembering her values and love for her family. For Brianna, it's putting on a worship concert for her senior project with her own style. For Sarah and Miranda, it's an inseparable friendship. For Taylor Smith, it's prevailing through surgeries and continuing to pursue her passion for basketball. For Rayanne, it's loving herself and embracing her individuality so much that her friends around her can love themselves as well. For Alyssa, it's friendships that will last forever. For Juliet, it's becoming someone who is so in love with passion in every single way, shape, or form. But my fire is in the truth of the love of the class of 2017. There's such an exponential flow of love from this class that it's often unfathomable. You'd imagine that we would become bored with each other after 7 years or even choose to leave Talkington, but we did not. We continued to love each other, to love our faults, our differences, our obnoxious tendencies, but even greater than all of these, we continue to love the woman behind the circumstance. This class has prevailed and will always continue to for all of posterity. We like to use the phrase, the class that matters, when describing ourselves. Yes, it reflects our bold confidence, but even more so, it reflects the genuine truth that we are the class that will leave a forever mark on Talkington. You will continue to hear our names in the hallways as middle schools talk about being in orchestra with us. You will continue to hear our names as our sixth grade little sisters reminisce on the mentorship that we provided them. You will continue to hear our names when the future National Merit Scholars line the walls of Talkington, beginning with Zaina, a woman in the class of 2017. You will continue to hear our names as we were the seniors that year that Talkington was named a National Blue Ribbon School. You will continue to hear our names when there are major breakthroughs and discoveries in science and medicine, teaching awards, advancements in the military, evangelism in the world, and even in the future as our own children choose to go to Talkington. You will continue to hear our names. So I guess you can say that in terms of making history, and with regard to the class of 2017, the truth is, my friends, that we will all go down together. Yes, we will all go down together. And we will all go down together. Yes, we will all go down together. So that is part of my message to you today. Fall in love with your best friends, your teachers, your mentors. Where there is love to be had, please take the chance. Because love never fails, and this class is the genuine proof of that love does never fail. I challenge you to go on beyond the horizons so that you may establish your own fire somewhere, build your own kingdom, and most importantly, never forget where you came from. For even the brightest of fires leave a trail behind them so that they will never forget where they were originally sparked. Thank you.
I would first like to begin by thanking all who made it possible for us to be here today, specifically Mrs. Fogerson, the other administrators, our parents, and our teachers, because they are a part of our history as well, even if they seem to be the only constants in our ever-changing lives. It is difficult for me to describe to you the entirety of the class of 2017. There is just no way that a single person can fit in all of the amazing accomplishments, awards, and thoughts of every single girl in this class, even though there are only 27 of us. We are such a diverse group of young ladies that come from 5 international backgrounds. We speak a total of 10 languages, in addition to deriving from various socioeconomic levels. However, we are also united by our drive for success and by attending the same Blue Ribbon accredited school, as is apparent by the blue color we chose to include in our graduation tassels. A comedian named Groucho Marx once said, "Only one man in 1,000 is a leader of men. The other 999 are smart enough to follow women." Well, chances are in a few years, those 999 other men will be following the women from the Talkington class of 2017. Our years at Talkington have cultivated our minds and spirits so that one day we would become the leaders of the world that we are destined to be. The first step of our journey began as 6th graders and manifested in the first of 9 summer camp options, Science is a Girl Thing. This camp showed how cool STEM fields are and exposed them to career alternatives for women. It was then that an 11-year-old Taylor Watson stepped onto the bus headed for her first Talkington summer enhancement experience. She looked around and quickly realized that she didn't know anyone, so she decided to sit next to a nice-looking blonde-headed girl. However, as soon as Taylor sat down, the girl, whose name was Jamie Powell, turned to her and started talking her ear off. This girl was talking a mile a minute, and Taylor could barely keep up. By the end of the bus ride, Taylor was thoroughly exhausted and could only think to herself, "I should have just gone to Dunbar." However, we're all glad she didn't, especially since Jamie is still trying to finish that conversation she started on the bus ride 7 years ago. In 7th grade, many of us participated in our first college trip to Austin. This one trip was the beginning of what would result in 15 college visits, allowing us to pick out the strong characteristics and what we wanted from the place where we would spend the 4 post-high school years. As 7th graders, it was cool to visit universities such as St. Edward's and UT Austin, but arguably the true gem to the 12-year-old Sarah Gonzalez, Miranda Martis, and Cecilia Guerrero was the elevator. They took this contraption up and down too many times to count, fascinated by the way it could carry so many teenage girls on one trip. Oh, the joys of 7th grade bliss. 8th grade was the time when we were first exposed to what would later become one of our favorite classes, U.S. history. Mr. Butler quickly became one of our favorite teachers as he animatedly acted out the beating of Charles Sumner. His enthusiasm about our country's history ignited our own passions about issues such as slavery and labor unions, first in 8th grade and later as juniors. However, the culminating part of 8th grade U.S. history was the opportunity to visit all of the memorials and get a more personal look at the history of our country. Taylor Smith and Rayanne Lilly were excited to learn about all of the things they had seen, such as the Vietnam Veterans Memorial and the Lincoln Memorial, even if it rained on them the entire trip. In fact, on the first day there, Rayanne ironically dropped her already soaked sock in the toilet of the room she shared with Taylor. Such sweet memories, right? When we finally transitioned into high school, we were excited for all that came with it. And indeed, this ascent to a higher state was rewarded with 16 honor soda recipients, 19 NHS inductees, 65 qualifying scores on AP tests, and all 27 of us being able to wear black pants. We knew that the rewards we were given were rightfully earned and worked hard for, starting from the moment we stepped into Mrs. Ripley's AP Human Geography class. For Caitlin, pages upon pages of key terms flooded the entirety of her 9th grade life, and there were many a day when a fellow classmate would break down. To this day, Caitlin still has war flashbacks of the blood-red ink that filled every inch of her paper. However, Mrs. Ripley stuck with us through this class and even continued to work with us throughout high school as our academic decathlon coach, AP government teacher, AP economics teacher, and for some, our senior project campus mentor. We are thankful for those dreaded term lists preparing us for the 16 AP classes and 4 dual credit classes we would come to take that would earn us a total of 244 hours of college credit. At this point, it is worth mentioning that one of our classmates made the smartest decision of any of us during her 9th grade year. I'm talking about Brianna McGahey becoming the trainer for the Estacado High School athletic program. We have all been jealous for the past 4 years knowing that she got to do something that doesn't happen in an all-girls school, and that would be hanging out with the cute male athletes all day. In the school year of 2014-2015 Common Era, more commonly known as 10th grade, the class of 2017 was further challenged to think outside the box and combine intellect with spirit. For example, in Mrs. Dunlap's AP World History class, Juliet fell in love with the Chinese Qin dynasty's idea of legalism. Juliet relished in the idea that she could rule supreme and emphasize order. And while those who don't know her like we do may have found her ambition a little off-putting, this was the type of high-level thinking that was encouraged and applied not only in Mrs. Dunlap's class, but in Mr. Durham's 10th grade English class as well. We will forever have fond memories of struggling through the daunting document-based FRQs and countless analysis of reading passages. 10th grade was also the year that we gained many classmates, one of whom was Mildred Lopez Salazar, who came to us from the Ann Richards Sister School in Austin. We welcomed her with open arms, and in return, she showed us her fashion sense every time we had a free dress day, like the time she dressed up as a Greek goddess for a spirit week. Mildred brought new ideas and a new perspective to a class that helped our hearts and minds grow just a little more. Our growth did not stop there. Later on in the year, we redefined the words determination and dedication, as Alex Alcazar put on her purple Morse suit and prepared to beat the freshmen in volleyball during Girl Effect Week. Alex led the class of 2017 to an undefeated victory for the rest of high school. Well, undefeated if we don't count the time we were betrayed by Mr. Schreckenbach and hung out to dry in a fateful match against the teachers in our final year of high school. Junior year was the year that we really came into our own. We blossomed into the young women leaders that our school encourages us to be. We came to the forefront of competitions including Destination Imagination, Academic UIL, HOSA, Skills USA, and Academic Decathlon. And our school flourished along with us as we were named number 13 on the Washington Post's list of most challenging schools in the nation. With growth and success came challenges, and we were involved in too many activities and winning many competitions, which resulted in the realization that sadly, we couldn't do it all. Jennifer Smith and Brooke Nugent realized this as they frantically tried everything they could to make it home from their HOSA state competition in Galveston in time for prom. Sadly, they missed their flight back home and prom along with it. But at least they had airport music to dance to, right? Our last year at Talkington was the culmination of the past 7 years filled with countless college visits, summer camps, and AP tests that were designed to guide us towards our future careers. Senior Project gave us one final chance to explore our futures or discover new talents. For example, Krista learned from Narda and Paige that to safely eat a fruit roll-up snack, one must first remove the plastic it's wrapped in. Between that and never having her shoes on, it's a wonder that Krista's still alive. And while seniors at other schools may have been taking things a little easy in their last year, Talkington girls were challenged to work twice as hard as the year before. Cameron Taylor earned a perfect score in her speech during academic decathlon regionals and continued to prove her determination by placing third in interview at state, despite this being her first year to compete in decathlon. This was all on top of receiving presidential recognition for community service from former President Barack Obama for the second time. Although it was our last year in high school, many firsts were established and the Talkington standard continued to rise. Alex Flores, Wynomi Thomas, Tajane Kinney, Brooke Nugent, and Acacia Turner worked hard at the ATC for 2 years, and their hard work finally came to fruition when they received word that all 5 of them had passed the CNA test to become certified nursing assistants. The whole class was proud that these girls were the first at Talkington to have 100% pass the test. But what else would you expect from students at a blue ribbon school? Alyssa Gonzalez designed and created Talkington's first Lady Warrior mascot costume as her senior project. She knew that this was a large undertaking, but Alyssa was glad to know that she would be leaving something to the school that had made such a difference in her life. Even the newest addition to our class, Amanda, was spotlighted on TV for the community book drive she orchestrated as a part of her senior project. Amanda embraced the Lubbock community just as we embraced her as a member of our class. And for some, senior year was a time to fulfill unfulfilled dreams. After all of the trouble the previous year, Brooke Nugent was determined to make it to prom no matter what. However, it seemed as if luck was against her once again when the dress she bought online came in and had no resemblance to the one she had picked. So she rallied her Lady Warrior problem-solving skills, and on the morning of prom drove to Hobbs, New Mexico, and back into Lubbock in plenty of time to enjoy a wonderful night along her classmates. Now, sitting up here on stage, I stand in awe of the young women I call classmates. Guel can't wait to major in biology at Texas Tech in hopes of one day becoming a cardiac surgeon, while Kenyatta is ready to proudly serve her country in the Army Reserves. However, when these girls leave to go their separate ways, they know that they can always count on their fellow Lady Warriors at Talkington. I know that when I leave to attend school at MIT in Boston, I will miss each and every one of my sisters, and I hope they'll miss me too. However, I know that I do not have to worry about any of us because we are exactly the type of women leaders that Mr. Marks was referring to in his quote. And I can bet you that whatever I have left over after paying my college tuition, that in 10 years, these women behind me are going to be at the forefront of our country, leading us into a new generation of greatness and empowerment. After all, we've said all along that we are the class that matters, and I am optimistic in thinking that this is true. We are only beginning to make our mark, and I can only hope that in a decade or so, as Mr. Butler prepares his students for whatever kind of history STAR test is required in the future, he'll be saying, "Now ladies, remember this name. She graduated from Talkington, and she changed the world." Class of 2017, it has been an honor to be a part of your history. Thank you.
I would like to honor an exceptional young lady who has decided to pursue her college education either while serving or upon completing her service to our country. It is with great pride that we honor Kenyatta Harkey for her commitment to serve in the United States Army. Kenyatta has been awarded a $40,000 scholarship for her commitment to military service. Please join me again in applauding Kenyatta Harkey for her patriotism and willingness to serve.
I will now recognize those seniors who have earned honor and high honor status, which is designated by the wearing of the gold honor stole. In order to be considered an honor graduate, a student must have a 3.5 to 3.99 grade point average. When your name is called, please stand and remain standing until everyone has been recognized. Audience, please hold your applause until all names in the group have been announced. Those seniors who have achieved honor status are Krista Freed, Sarah Gonzalez, Kenyatta Harkey, Tajane Kinney, Brooke Nugent, Cameron Taylor, and Amanda Shia. Members of the graduating class of 2017 receiving high honors are those students who have maintained a grade point average of 4.0 or higher. In addition to the Gold Honor Stole, these seniors will also receive an honor plaque courtesy of the Lubbock Independent School District, signifying their achievement. Please stand when your name is called. Again, we ask the audience to hold your applause until all names have been announced. Graduating seniors who have achieved high honor status today are Alex Alcozer, Caitlin Cockrell, Alex Flores, Alyssa Gonzalez, Rayanne Lilly, Mildred Lopez Salazar, Brianna Magahe Osby, Zaina Musa, Juliet Awar, Jamie Powell, Guel Simu, Jennifer Smith, Taylor Smith, Paige Thetford, Wynomi Thomas, Acacia Turner, and Taylor Watson. The top 10 graduates in this class will be recognized at this time for their outstanding academic achievements. Ladies, please stand when I call your name, and again, I ask the audience to hold your applause until each one has been named. Alex Alcozer ranks at number 10 with a 4.32 grade point average. Alex Flores is number 9 with a 4.37 average. Number 8 is Mildred Lopez Salazar with a 4.16 grade point average. Ranking as number 7 is Jennifer Smith with a 4.44 average. Number 6 in the class is Paige Thetford with a 4.47 grade point average. Guel Simu is number 5 with a 4.5 average. Taylor Watson earned a 4.65 average, ranking as number 4. Let's give these women a round of applause. Holding the third highest rank in the class is Zaina Musa, who maintained a 4.67 average throughout her high school career. We ask Zaina's parents, Dr. Hana Musa and Dr. Naima Mustaid Musa, to stand as we recognize this exceptional student for having earned recognition through the National Merit Scholarship Program. This prestigious honor is earned based on scores on the preliminary scholastic aptitude test. We are proud to recognize Zaina for being the first Talkington student to earn the distinction of being named a National Merit Scholar finalist. Her scores rank her in the top 0.5% of all seniors nationwide. Please join me in congratulating Zaina Musa for this outstanding achievement. And now it is my pleasure to announce the highest ranking graduates for the class of 2017. I would like to invite Mr. and Mrs. James and Janet Powell to the stage to help me honor our salutatorian, Jamie Powell. Jamie was named salutatorian after having earned a 4.73 weighted GPA. She has displayed active participation in academic decathlon, art, and National Honor Society. She competed at the state level in academic decathlon for 2 years and is a scholarship recipient as a result of her success. She's been an A honor roll student throughout high school, and she has worked diligently to serve her community through various volunteer programs, including Second Helpings Food Ministry, Guadalupe Parkway Center, and the Walk for Diabetes. Jamie will attend Dallas Baptist University in the fall. Please join me in congratulating class salutatorian, Jamie Elizabeth Powell. Mr. and Mrs. Joe and Sherry Cockrell will now join us on the stage as we recognize the Talkington class of 2017 valedictorian, Caitlin Cockrell. Caitlin is a distinguished graduate who has earned the distinction of being first in her class with a 4.76 weighted grade point average. She has excelled in advanced placement classes throughout high school and has earned various certifications in the area of technology. She is a competitive member of the Talkington piano program and has been a state qualifier in UIL piano solo competition. Caitlin is active in the National Honor Society and has participated in choir, academic decathlon, and the United Way Youth Division. She plans to attend Texas Tech University in the fall. Please join me in congratulating Caitlin Delane Cockrell, class valedictorian. At this time, it is a privilege to turn our program over to Dr. Burl Robertson, Jr., our Lubbock ISD superintendent, so that he may address the class. Dr. Robertson.
Talkington School for Young Women Leaders. Don't be a meme. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, did he just say meme? Yes, I just said meme. And yes, I know what a meme is. We old people have them on Facebook too, in case you're wondering. And I know enough about memes to know that you don't want to be one. You don't want to be a photo, a GIF, or a video that's laughable for a second, then forgotten the moment it's out of sight. Because that's how memes work. 1 minute, some meme has you laughing like crazy, and the next minute, you're over it. In November, you were all about the You Name It challenge, laughing over beans, greens, tomatoes, potatoes, and lamb. Just 7 months later, all that seems old and stale. Here we are in May, and even the most popular meme has worn out its welcome in meme land. Now, don't get me wrong, I love a good meme. Who doesn't want to see their grandmother doing juju on the beat? But correct me if I'm wrong, I doubt that in kindergarten any of you said to your parents, when I grow up, I want to be a meme. You said you wanted to be doctors, mechanics, bakers, soldiers, lawyers, police officers, artists, and teachers. And now as you sit here in your caps and gowns, you're probably all giddy with excitement over the fact that you actually get to be just about anything you want. The world is your oyster, so savor it, see it, experience it without a filter. Many of you already have, from volunteering to dominating in academic meets to kicking it in fine arts competitions of all types. You've made your mark on your school and community. Among you sit Skills USA competitors, Skills USA competitors, a two-time Presidential Community Service Award winner, your school's first National Merit Scholar, members of the state qualifying academic decathlon team, and a national qualifier for Health Occupational Students of America, the first in a decade from this district. And one of you has even committed to serve in our country in the armed services. Let's give her another round of applause. Together, your class has amassed more than $2 million in scholarships and earned nearly 200 advanced placement credit hours. Today, 17 of you will graduate with honors, and every single one of you has been admitted to a 4-year college or university. You are 27 impressive young women, and I'm not the only one who thinks so. Thanks to your hard work in 2016, the United States Department of Education designated your school a 2016 National Blue Ribbon School, an honor bestowed on just 26 Texas schools last year. The Department of Education recognized what we here in Lubbock already knew. Time and time again, you have dedicated yourself not only to your futures, but also to our worlds. Keep at it. And as you prepare for the next leg of your journey, remember a few pieces of advice. First, don't become numb to the world around you. It's easy to become inundated with all the information flooding our social media feeds. And I understand you know those apps much better than I do. Instagram, Twitter, Snapface, or whatever they're called. They are great tools to keep in touch with friends and stay informed. But you also know the pitfalls of being exposed to never-ending feeds of data. It can be overwhelming. Other people's problems become memes that are all too easy to forget. We're sad about one tragedy and then another one pops up. We're up in arms about one issue until another one seems more pressing. The easy thing to do is to quit caring and return to that selfie life. Not because we're bad people, but because sometimes our contribution seems like a drop in the bucket. But adding a few drops in the bucket over time can make a huge difference to a very parched world. So, keep adding your drops. My second piece of advice is to remember that your likes, shares, and retweets do not measure your worth. Quiet successes are still successes. And making an impact doesn't always look like having a building named after you or being mentioned on Twitter by your idol. You can make an impact by remembering your kindergarten teacher's advice. Work hard, do your best, show up, and always do the right thing. Now, fair warning, you may very well do the right thing and the world will yawn in boredom. You may follow your dreams and get 0 likes. You may fight a cause for which you believe in and watch your followers dwindle. Some of you may have already experienced a sting of rejection. Sometimes that happens, but keep showing up. Keep being you. Everyone else will eventually catch up. And finally, remember that you're not a meme. You're not a joke. You're not a passing fad. You are a person. You are worth remembering. And you have the opportunity to make a lasting impact on this world. So take that opportunity. You will have to put in some elbow grease to get what you want, but you get to define your life. Success is not about social media following. It's about what you do with your life. And I'm so excited to see what you'll continue to do with yours. That's why, class of 2017, I am elated to present you as candidates for graduation. Mr. Bill Stubblefield, would you please come forward? Mr. Stubblefield, I certify that these students have met the Lubbock Independent School District and the Texas Education Agency requirements, and I recommend that the Margaret Talkington School for Young Women Leaders, class of 2017, be awarded their diplomas.
Thank you, Dr. Robertson. Thank you, parents. Before you are seated, as Ms. Thetford stated, 27 Sisters of the Flame, sparks that were ignited by your desires and your passions so long ago. Not many days from now, comic book lovers all over the world will rejoice in a movie that will make its appearance about Princess Diana, a warrior woman, daughter of Hippolyta, who was charged by Zeus to protect the world. If I think about this correctly, they probably should have came to consult with Talkington about what it means to be a warrior woman, about what it means to not let your flame go out, but to band together that those sparks might unite to give hope to generations past and present. I am deeply moved by the success that is seated behind me. You should be proud of what these young ladies have accomplished. I am excited to know that the future is in good hands. It's like the flame from Lady Liberty's hands that ignites the hope of the lost, the oppressed, the afflicted, and the uncertain. We only need to look in the eyes of each and every last young lady that's seated on this stage to know, man, we've got a great opportunity at changing the world. On behalf of the Board of Trustees of the Lubbock Independent School District, Dr. Robertson, I accept this class of graduates as certified by the administration and declare these graduates eligible to receive their diplomas.
It is our desire for all graduates to be recognized equally and to allow all parents to hear their daughters' names as they are called. Therefore, we ask for your cooperation and request all parents and guests to please refrain from any unnecessary noises during the ceremony. 2017 Talkington graduates: Caitlin Delane Cockrell, valedictorian, High Honors graduate, Distinguished Diploma, National Honor Society. Caitlin will be attending Texas Tech University. Jamie Elizabeth Powell, salutatorian, High Honors graduate, Distinguished Diploma, National Honor Society. Jamie will be attending Dallas Baptist University. Alexandra Nicole Alcozer, High Honors graduate, Distinguished Diploma, National Honor Society. Alex will be attending Texas Women's University. Alexandra Jean Flores, High Honors graduate, Distinguished Diploma, National Honor Society. Alex will be attending Texas Women's University. Krista Elaine Freed, Honors graduate, Recommended Diploma, National Honor Society. Krista will be enrolling at Harding University. Alyssa Victoria Gonzalez, High Honors graduate, Recommended Diploma, National Honor Society. Alyssa will attend West Texas A&M University. Sarah Michelle Gonzalez, Honors graduate, Distinguished Diploma. Sarah will attend South Plains College. Cecilia Irene Guerrero, Recommended Diploma. Cecilia will enroll at South Plains College. Kenyatta Zenobia Harkey, Honors graduate, Distinguished Diploma, National Honor Society. Kenyatta has enlisted in the United States Army. Tyjanae Latrice Kinney, Honors graduate, Recommended Diploma. Tyjanae will attend the University of Houston. Rayanne Caitlin Lilly, High Honors graduate, Distinguished Diploma, National Honor Society. Rayanne is attending Texas Tech University. Mildred Duranza Lopez Salazar, High Honors graduate, Distinguished Diploma, National Honor Society. Mildred has been accepted to attend Texas Tech University. Miranda Nicole Martis, Recommended Diploma. Miranda plans to attend South Plains College. Brianna Lachey McGahey Osby, High Honors graduate, Distinguished Diploma, National Honor Society. Brianna will attend Texas State University. Zaina Linda Musa, High Honors graduate, Distinguished Diploma, National Honor Society, National Merit Finalist. Zaina will be attending the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Brooke Lynn Nugent, Honors graduate, Recommended Diploma. Brooke has been accepted to Texas Tech University. Jane Juliette Adiambo Awar. High Honors Graduate, Distinguished Diploma, National Honor Society, Juliet will be attending Texas Tech University. Narda Amarani Reina, Recommended Diploma. Narda will attend West Texas A&M University. Guel Moutinho Simiu, High Honors Graduate, Distinguished Diploma, National Honor Society. Guel plans to attend Texas Tech University. Jennifer Marie Smith, High Honors Graduate, Distinguished Diploma, National Honor Society. Jennifer has been accepted to Texas Tech University. Taylor Madison Smith, High Honors Graduate, Distinguished Diploma, National Honor Society. Taylor will attend McMurray University. Cameron Mackenzie Taylor, Honors Graduate, Recommended Diploma. Cameron will attend Abilene Christian University. Elizabeth Page Thetford, High Honors Graduate, Distinguished Diploma, National Honor Society. Page plans to attend Texas Tech University. Wanomi Lene Thomas, High Honors Graduate, Distinguished Diploma, National Honor Society. Wanomi will be attending Sam Houston State University. Acacia Renee Turner, High Honors Graduate, Recommended Diploma, National Honor Society. Acacia is attending the University of Texas, Arlington. Taylor Nicole Watson, High Honors Graduate, Distinguished Diploma, National Honor Society. Taylor will be enrolled in the University of Texas, Austin. Shiating Amanda Shia, Honors Graduate, Recommended Diploma. Amanda has been accepted to Texas Tech University.
Seniors, will you please stand? Families and friends, it is my pleasure to present to you the Talkington High School class of 2017. Graduates, you may now turn your tassels.
I'd like to ask all Lady Warriors present to stand and join the seniors in reciting our mission statement for the last time. Our mission is to empower young women leaders through rigorous college preparatory experiences, health awareness, commitment to service, and personal accountability for lifelong success. Before we end our ceremony, the senior class of 2017 would like to ask all guests to remain seated and keep the aisles clear until the last senior has exited the auditorium. We would appreciate this very much. I now ask the senior class members of the Talkington Choir to come forward and lead us in the school song as we sing it for the last time. We invite the show choir members and the guests to join us as we sing. intelligent minds, independent and bright, our character shines.
The class of 2017